بالله تعالى من شرور انفسنا ومن سيئات اعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله اما بعد فان اصدق الحديث كلام الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه واله وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار أعاذنا الله وأجارنا. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. اللهم اجعل الصعب سهلا لنا ولا تجعل السهل صعبا لنا. اللهم يا ربنا إذا أعطيتنا علما أو مالا أو منصبا فلا تأخذ سعادتنا ولا تجعلنا نصاب بالغرور إذا نجحنا ولا بالياس إذا فشلنا بل علمنا دائما أن الفشل طريق إلى النجاح. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my fellow brothers in Islam. Today, I think is the 9th day of Safar in the Hijrah calendar of 1445. I am very glad to be in your midst this evening to deliver this little and simple presentation. I want to start by maybe tendering my apology that time may not permit us to digest the topic. This is number one. Time. Number two, I received the invitation very late yesterday night and I am too occupied. But despite that, I felt very necessary to attend this so that at least I will establish the relationship between myself and my brothers, the coppers. I always used to come to this nearby mechanic center to repair my car. I know of this place. All my brothers and sisters are living around. My family house is in Abuja Street. I'm very close to you. But I'm now living in Abuja. That is why I come just and leave. But there was never a time I entered into this MCAN. Despite the fact that I even know the time they are even building this MCAN. But for once, I never enter. I was so happy when I received the invitation that I will come and do this presentation. Number one. Number two, the topic I selected is more difficult in compared to other topics that Malam presented to me because I asked him to give me like some 3-4 topics because the invitation gets me late. Let me see which one will be much more easier to present. But at the end of the day, I decided to pick the consequences of envy and hatred between Muslims, not because it is the most simplest topic among the topics. Rather, it is the most significant and the most important. So I decided, even if we cannot be able to digest this topic this evening, let's have another time to also continue the discussion. But because of its importance, we need to start the discussion today. We don't know. We may not be alive tomorrow. So others may build on what we have started. We are praying. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept this as an act of ibadah from us. Like my rightly brother made mention, that we are almost all of us are, victims of this topic. I have the belief. I'm sorry that my presentation will be a kind of interaction. I would like us to interact and talk. And I would like us to ask questions because I may ask questions. I want us to understand. But let me start by saying, Wallahi al-Azim. Wallahi al-Azim. You remember the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Khairun nas qarni. Thumma alladhina yalunahum. Thumma alladhina yalunahum. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, the best era is my era. My people, I and my companions, Allah have selected that era. Is the best. Thumma alladhina yalunahum. And the next era following my era will be the best in compared to the next one. Summa alladhina yalunahum, and the next one will be the best in compared to the one following. That is the era of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the best era, followed by the era of the companions, the Sahaba, after the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, followed by the era of Tabi'un, the followers of the companions. What does that mean? That means the world, after these 300 years from the time of the Prophet ﷺ until the end of the world, it will continue spoiling. Don't expect anything good better than those eras. Except that even the last era that will be before the Qiyamah, we expect, and there shall be a person who is very, very, very obedient to God Almighty, very, very close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, very, very, somebody who is worshipping despite the spoiling of the era. You understand? It's not about a person, but we are talking about what? The entire ummah and the period. So, the moment we are going far from the period of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it gets spoiled worst and worst. Today, we are in the 15th era, 1,500 years close to. So after these 3 eras mentioned by Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is almost 13 eras followed before our time. Please and please, we should understand that we need to wake up for Islam and see what sacrifice and contribution can we give to Islam. Because we believe definitely from this I said that as the time goes far, far, far from the period of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it will get spoiled. What effort can you do? What sacrifice do you have? What contribution can you give to Islam? We need it. And we are very proudly with the youth, and youth in Islam, youth in service. So I want to throw this challenge to all of us that we need to do something. For me, we have already reached the time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made mention in Quran, Surah Al-Ma'idah. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, alaykum anfusakum. Alaykum anfusakum. This verse is saying, "O you who believe." Time has already spoiled to that extent that everybody have to concentrate on himself. How will he be free before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Not even to talk of whom are you going to carry along so that you go to paradise. Because if you are waiting for somebody to carry him so that you move together to paradise, you will end up becoming also spoiled. He will spoil you and he will not allow you. So concentrate on yourself. When this verse was revealed, I remember in the tafsir, it was narrated that the Khalifa to Sani, Khalifa Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu said, no. This is not our period. And this verse is not working in our time. Our time is a time to work together as Muslim brothers, sacrifice, and our time is a time that everybody's mind has a level of iman that we can move together. One cannot spoil another. But he said that time will come when others will face this challenge. That even if you are awaiting somebody so that you work for Islam together successfully, you will never get. You have to stand on your feet and ensure that you are doing it. Whether somebody is assisting, somebody is helping, somebody is contributing or not, you have to do it. We've reached that time. So that is why I selected this issue of hatred among the Muslim Ummah. If I will start by asking, like I said, if I will ask, let me ask one by one, all of us. You understand? I, that I'm speaking now, I am Ahlus Sunnah. You understand? And if you say Ahlus Sunnah in the context of Nigeria, you begin to think of, is it Izala? Is it Izala A or Izala B? Izala A is Jos. Izala B is Kaduna. Or else, if he can call himself Ahlus Sunnah, is he among the Salaf? The Salafus Saleh. Those that are neither Izala Jos nor Izala Kaduna. You understand? Neither Sani Ayajingir nor neither Balalau. But they understand that they are Ahlus Sunnah. This is number one. They call themselves Salafus Saleh to avoid anything attaching their names to Izala, because each function of the Izala has its own issue. You understand? So now they call themselves the Salaf as-Saleh. That is, those that are following the footsteps of the pioneers in Islam, the companions. That is why they call themselves the Salaf as-Saleh. Okay. If you did not belong to either of the Sunnah, let me not restrict it and limit it to only these three groups. Even among the Salafus Saleh, since they have already established themselves and built an organization that we are the team of Ahlus Sunnah, others will say we are not even going to join them, because they may have their leaders, they may have their principles, you understand, and ways, the manners of operation. So we don't want that one also, because if we join, we belong to them, and they will give us the directives which we have to follow. We don't want that one. There are others that, yes, we are Ahlus Sunnah, but we did not belong to any group. Rather, we are the Muhammadun. You understand? In Kano, they call themselves Muhammadawa. You understand? They call them Muhammadawa. We are Muhammadun. We belong to only the team of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We are not going to, associate ourselves to any of the group, but we are Ahlus Sunnah. I'm talking in the first place about Ahlus Sunnah. Secondly, if I will ask, among us, I want to believe maybe one of us may belong to Tariqah. And in Tariqah, we have two major functions or categories that are popularly known. There are many attached to Tariqah, but popularly known is Tariqatul Tijaniya and Tariqatul Qadiriyah. Tijanawa, the Tijaniyun. Qadirawa, the Qadirun. You understand? Sorry, I'm from Kano. I'm from Kano, and I study in Bayero. I live in Kano. My parents are from Kano, but I'm now an indigenous of Nasarawa State, born and living in Nasarawa State now. You understand? That is why there are things that I will be mentioning. If somebody knows Kano, he will understand better. You understand? So if you are talking about this, Tariqah to Tijaniya, Tariqatul Qadiriyah, we have many. Naqshbandiya, Halutiya, many of them. You understand? Now even in Islam, if you go outside Nigeria, you will hear about many associations that are attaching themselves to Islam and to Sunnah. Ansar, whatever. Many different countries. In Nigeria also, I think, I don't know whether we can call the Shia also among the groups of Islam. Let's call them. You understand? Let's call them. Okay. I want us to understand the reason why I'm saying this very clearly and very openly. Wallahi, if I swear to God, I will not do any kafara. I have no any kafara and I have no any apology for whoever had this voice. That somebody who belongs to Izala may have a kind of hatred to somebody who belongs to group of Tariqa. We have that. Very soon, we are now in Safar. Next month, when we are in Rabiul Awal, you begin to hear noises. There is Maulud of the Prophet. Others will criticize. Others will say, we must do it. We have the reason for doing it. Don't we have this in this country? We do. And from among the popular scholars, you hear this, going into presentations to condemn the Maulud, while others will go into presentations to support Maulud, back it with verses from the Quran and the authorities from the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The same thing the other group will do. We should be very sincere to each other. Wallahi, kullukum mas'uluna amam Allah. We are all going to be accountable before Allah. Wallahi lazim. I'm not going to support any group, you understand? But I want to make it very clear. What are the causes of this hatred? What are the causes? And what are the consequences, like you made mention? Okay. Now, I will read for us some verses from the Holy Quran. I will also mention some authorities from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so that we discuss on the verses and the hadith and see what are they telling us. What are we learning from those verses? If we can have hatred because of this belonging into groups in Islam, what causes it? What causes all this? And must we be under one umbrella as Muslims Ummah? Must we be under one umbrella? All our understanding is one. Our belief is one. Our modes of operation is one. You understand? Our policies is same. Must it be like that or not? From the verses who understand. Who understand? We will understand. But in Quran, I think chapter 3, Fatiha, Baqarah, Al Imran, Nisa, chapter 4, Surah An-Nisa, Allah made mention, فَلَا وَرَبِّكَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ حَتَّى يُحَكِّمُوكَ فِيمَا شَجَرَ بَيْنَهُمْ ثُمَّ لَا يَجِدُوا فِي أَنفُسِهِمْ حَرَجًا مِمَّا قَضَيْتَ وَيُسَلِّمُوا تَسْلِيمًا. Allah said, indeed, by your Lord, Allah is swearing, La yu'minun. All these that are calling themselves mu'minun, they will never be mu'minun. They will never be believers until they make you a judge. You be the one to judge them, the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They will never become true believers until when they believe and accept that they will judge you. They will make you to be their judge in their disputes, disagreement. Whenever they have any conflict, disagreement among Muslims, they make you to be the judge.
Who will judge them? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How can Prophet judge them? Through his sunnah, his actions, his doings, and his thoughts. They must follow that one and resolve the conflicts. If they didn't do it, they did not believe. If they take anything, selfish interest, they are not Muslims. They are not true believers. ثم لا يجدوا في أنفسهم حرجا مما قضيت. They shouldn't feel in their mind and in their hearts, they shouldn't feel any constraint, unhappiness when they make you to be the judge. No, I did not. I have disagreement between me and my fellow brother in Islam. How can we resolve it? Let's go back to Quran. Let's go back to Sunnah. What did the Prophet ﷺ did? What did he say on this particular issue? And when we were able to resolve and have what the Prophet ﷺ said, whether in my favor or in my brother's favor, we must all accept. We must all accept. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah An-Nisa, verse 65. That means this will answer my question that says, must we be under one umbrella? Yes, we must be under one umbrella. What is that umbrella? The umbrella of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We must all attach ourselves to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anybody, any Muslim that disconnects himself from the Prophet is no longer among. You understand? We count him out. So in that case, we must be under one umbrella. That is the umbrella of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But how can we be under one umbrella? I want you to understand that in Islam has its roots and it also has its branches. So if we are talking about coming under one umbrella as Muslims, we are talking about the root of Islam. We must be under one umbrella from the root of Islam. But it may go over and have some branches. That branches shall not divide us so long as we are coming from the same root. You understand? Please, did you get this point? This is what ulama are saying, the usul and the furu'. The usul is the root and the furu' is the branches. You understand? So now, let me go into giving you from the history. During the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet sent the companions to a battle. I think that battle should be Uhud. After coming back from Uhud to Medina, the companions relaxed. That, oh, Alhamdulillah, we are home. When Angel Jibril came to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and told him, are you relaxing? We are not relaxing. God has directed and commanded us that we should go to Banu Qurayza for another battle now. This is what the angel told the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Immediately, he climbed the mimbar. Man kana sami'an muti'an fala yusalliyanna al-asra illa fi Banu Qurayza. This is what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam called. Oh, you who believe, if you are very obedient to me, I give the command that none of you should pray Asr until when he reach Banu Qurayza. There is another battle in Banu Qurayza, so tighten your belt and take your way. This is what the Prophet ﷺ said. The Prophet ﷺ did not join the team. He remained in Medina. They went. On their way, the companions divided into two. Now it is Asr time. We want to pray Asr. The commander said, no, we can't pray Asr. Considering the command of the Prophet ﷺ, فَلَا يُسَلِّيَنَّ الْأَسْرَ إِلَّا فِي بَنُو قُرَيْظَةَ. None of us should pray Asr until when we reach Banu Qurayza. As such, we are not going to pray Asr on our way until when we reach Banu Qurayza. The other team said, no. You didn't get the point clear. The point is saying that we should be hurried to reach Banu Qurayza. But there is no any point whatsoever that the Prophet ﷺ will command us when it is time for prayer to leave whatever and leave prayer and do whatever act of ibadah apart from prayer is the first. So from our understanding, the Prophet ﷺ is encouraging us to move fast to reach Banu Qurayza. It's not saying that even if it is time for Asr prayer, don't pray until when you reach. We didn't understand it that way. This is what the other team said. Do you know what happened? The first team continue. The second team pray. Do you understand? And they met in Banu Qurayza. They partake in the battle together. And they win the battle back to Medina. They reach the Prophet ﷺ and say, oh, the messenger of God, something has happened on our way. Then they narrated, we pray Asr considering your command. Ahabbul a'mali ila Allah as-salatu fi awwali waqtiha. When it is time for prayer, the best thing Allah loves is for one to pray in time. You taught us this, and that is why we stop on our way when it is time for Asr and we pray. While others understand from your command that they will never pray Asr. They shouldn't pray Asr until when they reach. So they didn't pray until when they reach Banu Qurayza. They narrated to the Prophet ﷺ. He said, oh, it's all right. And it's okay for the whole group. Both of you are in line. Both of the party are on the track. Because this follow the command in that hadith, while this group follow the command in the other hadith. So both of the party or any of the party have what he is backing his action with. So that is Islam. This is what the Prophet ﷺ said. After the death of the Prophet ﷺ, during the Khalifa of Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu ta'ala anhu, they went to pilgrimage in the Makkah, the Sahaba, under the leadership of Sayyidina Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu. When they were in Mina for the 3 days, they pray Zuhur Asr Jam'an wa Kasran. Together, they do Qasr. You understand? Among them was Abdullah ibn Abbas, Habrul Ummah. Abdullah ibn Abbas has the opinion that they shouldn't pray Qasr in Mina. They should pray complete Zuhur 4, Asr 4, Isha 4. That is the opinion of Ibn Abbas. One of the Sahaba met Ibn Abbas, who is among the team under the leadership of Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu ta'ala. Say, you have the view contrary to what the Imam is doing. Why are you following? You understand? That Abdullah ibn Abbas, you gave the fatwa that we shouldn't pray Qasr in Mina, rather we should pray complete. And now you are praying with Uthman 2 rak'ah, Zuhur 2 rak'ahs. He said, now Uthman is the leader. What the Prophet ﷺ told us is to obey the leader. You understand? And this is also something that is to do, you understand, with understanding. It's not about the root of Islam, the kalimatu shahada and the tawheed. We are not talking about that. We are talking about understanding of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, which I understand it that way. And he understands this way. So we are not fighting on the root of Islam, on the kalimatu shahada and kalimatu tawhid. Rather, it's about the opinion and understanding. This also happened. I want us to understand that this disagreement started since the period of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In his presence, for you to understand an Islamic matter in a different way from your brother is something that is known since the beginning of Islam. The only way you should have difference and you must be completely divided is on the root of Islam. About the worship of God. Anybody associating any other thing to Allah in terms of worship, count him out of Islam. And you will never agree with him in whatever. You will never agree with him. But if he is a true believer, that is only Allah that will be worshipped. That is the root of Islam. But in the understanding of prayer, in the understanding of fasting, in the understanding of pilgrimage, in the understanding of zakah, how it should be distributed, we may have differences. We may have differences. That differences should not in any way lead to any hatred. Let me mention just a hadith about fasting before I go further. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Kutiba alaykum as-siyamu kama kutiba alladhina min qablikum la'allakum ayyaman ma'dudat faman kana minkum maridan aw ala safarin fa iddatun min ayyamin ukhra. If you are traveling, it is allowed for you not to fast. You understand? You are in Ramadan. During the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Sahaba, including the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, traveled. Some of them are fasting, while some are not. It happens. They are going to a battle. During the sunset, they decided that, okay, let's sleep here and proceed with the journey tomorrow. Many of those that have fasted could not do anything. They become weak. While those that did not fast are the ones that are supporting them with foods and drinks, taking care of the animals. You understand? Doing all these duties for them to sleep. The Prophet ﷺ was looking at them. He said, ذَهَبَ الْمُفْطِرُونَ الْيَوْمَ بِالْأَجْرِ. You see, today, those that did not fast are the best to Allah because they are the one that will be rewarded more because they did not fast. And as such, they get the energy to sacrifice for others while you are weak. So fasting while traveling is not an option. It's not an option. It's not the best here. But the point I want to make is that they are always together. This party A will be in a different opinion, while party B will be in a different opinion. But they will be brothers keepers. You understand? Nobody will accuse any. Except during our time, if this one is an Izala, we'll accuse completely and condemn the Riga. Why? You understand? Why? You can't say that because you are Tariqa, for example, all the Ahlus Sunnah have problem in the root of Islam, in the usul. You can't say that. You can't judge them that way. And if you are Ahlus Sunnah today, you can't judge all the Tariqas that their belief is not the correct one. They have problem in the root of Islam, in the belief of God. You can't say. If any of them acted in that way, that should not mean that all of them, that is what they have in their heart. No. No. That is why we stand before Allah one after the other. And Allah will ask us, irrespective of your association in Islam. You understand? This is the point I want to make for us. Please and please. Whatever group you belong, so long as we are in the cycle of Islam, we shouldn't have that hatred, except with the backup of Quran and Sunnah. If you see any act, any action from anybody who is a Muslim with the backup of Quran and Sunnah that is supposed to be, ignored, and you hate him, you have the reason for doing that. You understand? But not just because he associates himself to this particular group. It's un-Islamic. Judge him according to his actions. You understand? Judge him according to his actions. Yes. If you take it generally, definitely you conclude that when we reach hereafter, the day of judgment, and it happens that Allah judged that all Ahlus Sunnah are the one I am accepting their deen, it means all that are not Ahlus Sunnah will go to hellfire. Is that not? That is what you are saying. That is what you are saying. And if it happens that Allah judged that is the tariqah I am accepting today, anybody that did not belong to the tariqah is condemned. You understand? This is what we are saying. No, at all. It is never like that. وَلَقَدْ جِئْتُمُونَا فُرَادًا كَمَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. This is what Allah said. You are coming to us one after the other as we take you to this world one after the other. You didn't go to the world at a time. You go one after the other. And you are living the world one after the other. وَتَرَكْتُمْ مَا خَوَّلْنَاكُمْ وَرَاءَ ظُهُورِكُمْ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that we are judging according to intention and according to actions. And believe me, what Allah says in Surah Al-Qari'ah, فَمَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ وَمَنْ خَفَّتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَأُمُّهُ هَاوِيَةٌ. So it is the scale that will judge. You understand? It is the scale that will judge the good deeds and the bad and the evils. It is if it happens that the good deeds are heavier than the bad deeds, where are you going? Jannah. فَهُوَ فِي عِيشَةٍ رَاضِيَةٍ. In Surah At-Tawbah, Allah said, وَآخَرُونَ اعْتَرَفُوا بِذُنُوبِهِمْ خَلَطُوا عَمَلًا صَالِحًا وَآخَرَ سَيِّئًا. When they reach the day of judgment, Allah said, وَآخَرُونَ اعْتَرَفُوا بِذُنُوبِهِمْ. Before us are the group of people who testified and confessed that they did wrong before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. خَلَطُوا عَمَلًا صَالِحًا. You will get some of the righteous deeds in their mizan. وَآخَرَ سَيِّئًا. And you get the evil. Asallahu an yatuba alayhim. Allah said, it is obvious that I may wish to forgive them. The point I'm trying to make here is, it's not that if you see somebody in the paradise, he never offended God. And it's not that if you see one in paradise, didn't have anything evil. No, he has many. Very lucky that only one point make that his righteous deeds heavier than the evil. He will get to paradise. Why should you condemn a Muslim brother? Why should you condemn a Muslim brother? Didn't he have any atom of righteous deed? What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Hadith al-Qudsi through Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Yabna Adam, لو أتيتني بقراب الأرض خطايا ثم لقيتني لا تشرك بي شيئا لأتيتك بملء الأرض مغفرة. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in that Hadith al-Qudsi, oh my servant, if you come and meet me the day of judgment full of sins and evils, that you have full of this world, but you never associate any partner to me, I will fool the whole world for you with forgiveness and give you and take you to paradise. You understand? Please and please, what I want us to understand, where you hate a Muslim brother is when he associate partner to Allah. He is having issue with his root of Islam. It's not about the branches. You understand? It's not about the branches. If we are talking about branches, we can have Imam Malik with his mazhab Maliki. You understand? Worldwide accepted. Mazhab Imam Malik. Mazhab Imam Shafi'i. Mazhab Abu Hanifa. Mazhab Ahmad ibn Hanbal. See, if not because of time, wallahi, if I would narrate to you, there are even publications, many, about the conflict between these ai but wallahi, they never hate each other. They never. But read their books and see this agreement. No. We can't agree with what our scholar Malan Sizis said. No. We are not on that opinion. Considering this verse, this hadith, we can't go by his opinion. They will disagree. They will disagree, but they will never hate each other. This hatred. Okay, finally, let me come back to the consequences of this hatred. Because of time. The consequences of this hatred. Please, I know all of you, you know. But what is the consequence number one? Weakening Islam. Weakening what? Islam. Islam has become a weak religion because of this hatred among the Muslim Ummah. وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ وَلَا تَنَازَعُوا فَتَفْشَلُوا وَتَذْهَبَ رِيحُكُمْ وَاصْبِرُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَ الصَّابِرِينَ. This is what Allah said in Surah Al-Anfal. أَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ, obey Allah. وَرَسُولَهُ, obey the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَلَا تَنَازَعُوا, don't agree to disagree among yourselves. Don't disagree. If you disagree, don't accuse. Don't accuse each other. وَلَا تَنَازَعُوا. If you do that, فَتَفْشَلُوا. فَتَفْشَلُوا. People will see you as if you are many, but you are few because you become weak. You have no strength. This is what Allah says. وَاصْبِرُوا. You should be patient with each other. You should be patient with each other. Inna Allah ma'a as-sabirin. We have to be very patient. Wallahi, the consequence is that there are many. In fact, to learn Islam is becoming a problem now. To know more and much about Islam because of the hatred. You understand? Muslims, some of us do have their scholars that they will listen to and accept from their words. And they have others that will not even listen to them. No matter what knowledge they give, they will not accept from them. We have them. And they are all teaching Islam. But I accept from this and disaccept it from this. Which is quite unfortunate. So you see, consequence number one is weakening Islam. Consequence number two, it makes us, illiterate of our religion. Yes. It makes our enemy fight us and win. You understand? They will fight us and they will win. If we say this is Ramadan, the Sultan of Sokoto has mentioned the time of beginning Ramadan. Others will say no. He's not our leader. He's the Amir of Sokoto. Let him go and lead Sokoto people. You understand? This is what they say. Wallahi, sincerely speaking, we don't have one single Islamic leader in Nigeria. Do we have? That all of us are following? No, we don't. What does that mean? See, when the issue of Niger coup came up, the team, the ulama, from the Izala, from the Tariqa, from whatever group, they team up, meet the president, went to Niger. Is that? They have their differences. They will never come back to Nigeria and team up like that. They will never come. Why? Why? We're supposed to guide our people, tell them that you should know that until when a Muslim brother fall into so acts, you understand, this is when you keep him aside and don't consider him, don't recognize. You understand? They're supposed to tell their followers this. Yes, because that shows that there are circumstances that we must come together, as they did now. They come together because they want to solve the issue of Niger. Why not? Why not? In the preaching center, on the member, tell your followers. You understand? Don't hate a brother, a Muslim brother, simply because he belongs of our association or our group, or he refuses to join us. That is never a reason enough for you to hate him Islamically. Tell them. Tell them what will lead and bring about this hatred. Islamically, of course there is. Of course there is. A Muslim brother that will associate a partner in whatever way to Allah, you must hate him. If you guide him and correct him, put him through and he did not accept, you have to hate him. He's no longer a friend. He is no longer a brother. That's the truth of the matter. There are reasons for that. You understand? And the Prophet ﷺ did same. The companions did it. But our own is just about how we gather the group and make it bigger than the other group. You understand? It's quite unfortunate. So on this note, we need to preach for this all the time. Let everyone understand. It is only in the root of Islam that we can differentiate ourselves and disagree completely. And even if it will lead to hatred, it is because of that. But in the furu, even the companions, they have that. In the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, he said, "La tadkhulul jannata hatta tu'minu." You believers, you will never enter paradise until when you believe. "Wala tu'minu hatta tahabbu." And you will never become a true believers until when you love each other. "Ala adullukum ala ma in fa'altumuhu tahabbtum." The Prophet ﷺ, "Shall I not guide you on what you're supposed to do so that you love each other?" They say, "Yes, oh ya Rasulullah. Afshu salam bainakum." Extend greetings of Islam among every Muslim when you reach. You meet every Muslim, say salam to him. Take him as a brother. Innamal mu'minuna ikhwa. Innamal mu'minuna, the faithful are brothers keepers. So this is what I want us to understand. That the issue is from the usul, the root of Islam, the Tawheed. But if it is about the fruit, I believe in Allah. And I believe that I will never associate partner to Allah. You believe in Allah. And you have the belief that you will not associate any partner to Allah. There is no how we will disagree and hate each other. We can disagree in some areas of understanding of the rules of Islam. But we still have the belief that God is one. And we will never associate any partner to him. This is what we're supposed to believe. So belonging to a particular group of Islam does not mean you are not among us. You understand? Does not mean that you are not among us. So long as your belief is strong in God and you are not associating any partner to Allah. And this is what is causing us a lot of problems. It leads to a situation whereby a Muslim brother want to marry a lady. Because of these differences, they will disagree with you. Is that not happening? It is. It is. Thank God now it is reducing gradually because youths are coming and they don't have the understanding of that in them. But before, it is so serious. Very, very serious. Why? You cannot help a Muslim brother because he belongs to that association and you belong to another. So I think these are some of the things I have for you this evening. And I want us to understand this and to put it into practice. And we also preach for that. Please and please, regardless of whatever association in Islam you are coming from, you should take each Muslim brother as one. You should believe in him. Until when you notice something obvious, illa antaraw kufran bawahan. This is what the Prophet ﷺ said when he was talking about, following a Muslim brother in prayer. Yes, this is one of the hadiths that Ahlul Sunnah are using to say, no, you can pray with whoever, a Muslim brother, whether you know him or you didn't, so long as he will perform the salah correctly, follow him and pray. You understand? Illa antaraw kufran bawahan, until when it appears to you a kind of disbelief, obviously in him, then you reject that and you dissociate yourself from him. But so long as you see him performing his salah correctly, this is what you have to believe. You can't judge him and say, I don't know what is in his mind. Who knows what is in your mind? Who knows what is in your mind? You understand? So this is a very, very important topic that we actually need to understand. And it is suffering the entire Muslim Ummah these days. We need to understand it very critically. And the most worried aspect in this is our religious leaders. I see it. The major problem is coming from the religious leaders. Because of some interest, they don't want to come and make people understand this. Otherwise, there is nothing bad in that. There is nothing bad in that. There is nothing bad in that. Because we disagree, I have this opinion. So long as I have a backup from Quran or Sunnah, and that is how I understand it, it's simple. Otherwise, we should be one. Because we have learned from the companions. They will disagree. This one is having this opinion differently from his brother. But they will remain together. They will remain together. Imam Ash-Shafi'i happens to be the teacher to Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. They disagree. But Imam Ahmad was saying that, Wallahi, in my 30 years of life, after leaving my teacher, Imam Ash-Shafi'i, there was never a night that I did not wake up that night to pray for Imam Ash-Shafi'i, despite their disagreement. How do you think you will wake up in the night because you belong to a particular group of Islam and continue praying to the other group that they are not with you? We will not. If we can come out publicly and accuse ourselves and show the hatred, how do you think we are going to hide ourselves at night and pray for them? Even for us to pray that Allah make them understand. Oh Allah, make them understand. Because you understand that is the right track. So pray for them. If they are on the wrong track, please pray for them that Allah should guide them to understand and come back to the right track. It's the best. That to come openly, publicly, and accuse them and say these people are going to hellfire. Are they not saying it? They will go to hellfire. Who can judge this? Who can judge this? Who knows what they have in their minds? Who knows it? If in the battle between Kuffar and Muslimun, one of the Sahaba killed a kafir, a disbeliever, he killed him while he was saying, La ilaha illallah. He killed him. The Prophet ﷺ said, why? He said, no, because he see me with this, my weapon. That is why he said, La ilaha illallah. The Prophet ﷺ told that Sahaba, how did you know? How did you know his heart? Since he said, La ilaha illallah, don't kill him. This is the battle between Muslim and Kafir. The believers and the disbelievers. You know definitely he come to fight you. If he will be chance, he will kill you. But because he saw you trying to kill him, he said, La ilaha illallah. And he accepted Islam. Yes, of course. Some may accept willingly. Some may accept it forcefully and unwillingly. But if they accept, they have already accepted. And they become Muslims. So these our brothers have accepted Islam. They call themselves Muslims. They pray the 5 congregational prayer. They do everything as we do. But we have some certain differences. You understand? We have some certain differences. That will not, make us hate each other. This issue of hatred, we should do away with it from our hearts and our minds. See all Muslim brothers as one. You understand? Of course, you will become very close to those that have same opinion with you, that you are always together, performing your ibadat together. You understand? Yes, you can be much closer than others. But that should not lead to a hatred coming from your voice, from your tongue about them. It's un-Islamic. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us aright. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring the love of all of us together, all Muslim brothers. May Allah make us love each other. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put us on the right track to be able to be patient with those. They may have, little knowledge of Islam that is leading them to that. Maybe you are more knowledgeable than them in Islam. It may be some of the reasons. So understand with them, be patient with them, and if possible, try to teach them. Make them understand. It's the best way than to hate them. This hatred, of course, has so many consequences that it may lead to you that believe in Allah purely and hate your brothers by accusing them. You know the tongue. Allah will catch you in the day of Qiyamah with what your tongue has been saying about your fellow brothers. So it's wrong. Wallah, it's wrong. The last hadith, since we are talking about the tongue. Ya Mu'az, the Prophet ﷺ called on Mu'az. Kaffa alayka hadha, hold your tongue. Mu'az said, Wa inna la mu'akhazuna bima natakallamu bih. O Prophet ﷺ, are we going to be judged about this tongue that we used to speak with? The Prophet ﷺ said, Sakilatka ummuk. Oh, your mother is about losing you, oh Mu'az. وهل يكب الناس في النار على وجوههم أو قال على مناخرهم إلا حصائد ألسنتهم. Do you know what take people to the hellfire? Where their faces is what their tongue is harvesting for them. How do you think? You'll be accusing him because you are doing the righteous deed while he is doing the evil. and you use your tongue to accuse him, to abuse him. You understand? All the times. And it is there being written. You come to the Akhirah, they will take that abusing and they will give him the reward of all this your righteous deeds. What is it costing you? What is it costing you? That hatred and abuse, you understand? That accusation is taking all your reward back to those that you are always accusing. Yes. And leaving you with nothing. So these are part of the consequences. Wallahi, we should be very careful. Accusing Muslim brother simply because he committed an offense, you understand, is a sin or an evil, while Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, I may wish to forgive him, and you are accusing him that you must go to hellfire. You can't judge that way. You can't judge that way. So I hope with this little and the little knowledge I have said what at least all of us can benefit, and also take it to those that may be absent in this our gathering, so that at least you too extend the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to a brother. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive all our shortcomings. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen Islam all the times and the Muslims. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make Jannatul Firdaus our final home. وصلى اللهم وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah. We really appreciate you for the delicious lecture you gave us. Regarding our life that we talked to us. So now we will move it down to question and answer. I think from what he has said so far, we should be able to raise one or two questions from both sides, please. There's no much time to answer this. Questions, if you have questions, please.
Now,
My question goes to the consequence of abusing the Islamic. For instance, I'm traveling. So when I'm traveling across, like let me say I'm travel across to Jos, and somebody, our counterpart, will now block me. That as I should say, Jesus is my Lord.
I should say, you should say.
Yes, I should live with them. And I say no. And what if they kill me at this point, that point? Is it for me to deny that I'm a Muslim in order for me to escape? Or to accept that I'm Muslim in order to escape? So I want to address it.
The best, it happens that they were traveling from Mecca, in fact, migrating from Mecca to Medina. They are following the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to Medina. They intercept them there. And they killed his sister before him. Simply because she refuses to, climb from being Muslim. And seeing that, he accepted that he would never believe in Prophet again. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. But he made the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam crying in Medina. This is what happened. Then Allah revealed this verse. Man kafara billah. Who disbelieve in Allah is a pure disbeliever. Illa man ukriha, except those that were forced. Wa qalbuhu mutma'innun bil iman, but his mind is full of belief. Walakin man sharaha bil kufri sadran, but those that have willingly disbelieve in Allah, they are the ones that will be at the consequence. So in this case, you see, because if you are saved, you may benefit many Muslims. If you are allowed to be killed because you stand for Allah, of course from there you are going to paradise directly. Of course, you are now shaheed. You understand? You are now a shaheed. But then to remain and benefit other Muslim Ummah is far better than you alone to go and enter paradise. Carry along other Muslim brothers to Jannah is the best. You understand? And that is why I give you that advice. That the best is for you to free yourself from them so that you benefit many Muslims. You understand? Before dying and praying that you go to the Jannah, and those that benefited from you will also go to Jannah. You understand? But if you allow yourself to be killed, it's not that it is bad. No. You kill as a shaheed. And you are going directly to Jannah. But you alone. Why not to wait and benefit others? Wallahu ta'ala.
Thank you for the response. Another question. In absence of no, okay, you have another question.
But sorry for the my question is that I've noticed in the mosque that when I close to certain person to fit my neck to a hand, he may always look me at one direction or eye. So I now decide that I will not close to him and so forth. Then when we are congregational prayer. So is it that one? Is it good for me to accept myself from him, or I should go close to him?
Okay. The first thing is what is causing that? Why that a Muslim in a prayer will reject a Muslim brother simply because he is trying to attach his leg to the leg of his brother. The issue here is that many of us didn't know how we supposed to stand in a sub. If at all he has the same opinion with you, you shouldn't have any disagreement. You understand? You understand? If we are to stand in the sub, what we should know that Islam is saying our foods, suddul khalal, suddul khalal, don't allow any space because shaitan is coming according to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So what is expected that we should, first of all, we should put our foot like this, straight. Others will not put it straight. You understand? No, if I put my own straight and he put his own straight, how will it look like? Like this. But others misunderstood the teaching of Islam and think that it is this and this. So they will attach it. If you come and do like this, they will as if you are trying to. Of course, others, the shoulder, they will not even make any sense. They will be like this. You understand? Why? Islam is saying the way, the size of this, your size here, should be your size of your legs. You understand? But if you open it like this, definitely you have issue with your brother. You understand? You have issues with your brother. There are many places that we must have issues. We need to learn many things about how to pray the way Prophet prayed. You go to sujood. You understand? You see others doing sujood like this. You understand? See my hands. While others are opening like this. It is an issue also. Because if you open it in the south, one will say, look at this. But if you understand Islam, it's very simple. You understand? Understand Islam is very simple. So in that case, you see, if you continue pushing that your brother, it will lead to that hatred. You understand? To be on the safer side. To be on the safer side. If you want to practice Sunnah, if you notice that this my brother did not understand it, leave this up for him. Try to attach yourself to somebody that will understand with you. Or else, if you have no any option, be patient with him. Follow him. Allah knows what is in your heart. Allah will reward you because you want to practice Sunnah. But this your brother will not understand with you. And that is why for you to bring this agreement in Islam, in the mosque, in the Salah, it's better you should all agree. You understand? So we should be patient with each other. Wallahu ta'ala. So try to manage. Try to be with somebody who will understand because he has the knowledge. If you get somebody who will not understand, don't force him. Until when you teaches him, if you notice something from your brother that he did not understand this point clear, according to Quran and Sunnah, you shouldn't go and be practice. Teach him first before you practice. If you practice before he knows about the knowledge, he will say, "What are you practicing? I did not understand what." This is how you bring differences in Islam. This is what he will say. But if you allow that your knowledge, keep it aside. Ask him to come, or you go to the ta'lim, learn it first. Make him understand first. If you understand it, you ask him, okay, let's practice. You will not get it. No, difficult. But the problem is that I didn't. Somebody knows, and he wants to practice, and I see it as something new. You understand? Take for example, these mosques we are praying. These mosques we are praying. Somebody can't wear this kind of my shoes, this your shoes, enter some, while we have already, removed our shoes from outside and enter mosque. Somebody will enter with his shoes and tell you that, see, you say, Father, you enter with your shoes. Say, no, I want to practice the sunnah. Don't you know this is among the sunnah? It's in the sunnah. So allow me to wear my shoe and pray. How do you think one would understand? Especially a mosque that is well carpeted. You understand? Good of perfume. You just wear your shoe and enter. When you ask him, he will tell you that, didn't you read the hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? When he comes to the mosque together with the companions, he removed his shoes from by the side of the door and enter. But he told the companions, don't remove your shoes. Oh. I know that my own has problem. You understand? That is why I leave my own. There is najasa in my shoe. I learned it from the angel, Jibril. He told me that don't enter mosque with your shoes because there is najasa. And that is why I remove it. So you people should enter with your shoes. You understand? This is what he said. One will tell you that I want to practice this hadith. I know my shoes is clean, so I can enter and pray with it. But by the time you sat down in the ta'lim, you read the hadith, the commentary, what the scholar said about the hadith. You understand between you and him. One time, if you want to practice praying with shoes, it will never be a difficult thing. You understand? And until when he finds himself in some places, you will understand why the Prophet ﷺ allowed a Muslim to pray with shoes. When I went to Saudi one time, we were in the mosque of the Prophet ﷺ in Medina. We were praying outside within the haraba. When we start the prayer, I saw they are soldiers, the askar. They came, all of them wearing their boots like this. They just joined us in the prayer with their boots. And I said, okay, this is why the sunnah will be practiced properly here. Because they are on duty. You understand? They are on duty. How do you expect them after the salah have started to come and remove all their boots? It's very long to this place. They tie it. So they didn't remove it and they pray. I said, okay, it's in the Prophet mosque. See the ties and the cleanness of that ties. But their shoes are also neat. They join the prayer, you without shoes, and they are with their shoes. So you see, it is a circumstance that lead what? To that. So this is when you say, okay, it is not everywhere that we must practice everything in Islam. Circumstances may lead to that. Simple. You understand? But you will say that I will come to this our mosque that everybody is praying without shoes and say that they pray with shoes. How do you think people will understand it? So that is it. Allahu Akbar.